Hello and welcome to Studio Stories presented by the ARC Foundation for the Arts. Here we visit artists who have made Baroda their home. They have welcomed us into their homes and studios to talk about their diverse lives, stories, and choices, all united in their conviction towards the arts. This conversation took place in Alok Bal's studio. I'm enthralled by his paintings. They contain the magic of nature and a hidden sense of darkness, which can be at times unnerving. At the same time, his works remind me of music. The resonance, the rhythm, the motifs in his artworks hint at something beyond what we immediately see. The aspect of disillusionment in the metropolis in his works deals deeply with concerns of human connection and transformation. His works have been shown in a variety of exhibitions in India and abroad, with Inscribed Landscapes being his most recent solo show. In our conversation, Alok brought us to the Rourkela of his childhood, an industrial multicultural city with vibrant community and political activism and cultures that initiated his art practices. What stood out was his drive to comprehend and negotiate the complexities of urban life and his own self. His practice today reflects the tradition of sharing and activism he grew up with, emerging from what to see and how to see it.
So I born in a small industrial township called Rourkela, which is the western part of Odisha. Then I grew up there also only. My father was also the employee of Rourkela Steel Plant. He was actually in the town administration department. It was a industrial township, so it's a kind of a colony, like the place where I grew up. So we are surrounded by different kind of people, like people from Punjab and people from Bengal and Bihar and UP and Odisha. So it's a multicultural thing, living together mostly, and attending their all festivals and playing together and sharing food and my the river and the hills and all sort of open barren lands and agricultural lands and सब आजू बाजू में, like we all sharing those places, नदी में जाके नहाना and घूमना फिरना खेलना and go to the hills and climb and
So what was the cultural scene like? Do you remember any which had impacted you? Any one or two things?
I used to participate in everybody's like festival. Like say for an example, like वहाँ पे एक गुरुद्वारा था, and one from the Gurudwara every day somebody will come with a kind of basket in his this thing shoulder, and he will go to each and everybody's place, and he will go there, then they'll give some dal and or some chawal to them. It's a community thing, no? Community kind of kitchen kind of thing. So I found it very interesting. So I used to go with him to to each and everybody's place, to see what they are collecting and how they are collecting and how they greet and to each other, and interesting communication happen in between with this kind of activities. So
what kind of values did your parents inculcated in you?
See, there are a lot of things. My father is a poet. So he writes short stories and mostly poetry. Mostly he writes uh, left, or this,
Ideological.
and he was actually belongs to community which is leftist. He was a member of that particular political group, political party, which is called SUCI, Socialist Unity Center of India. So बचपन से मैंने वही देखा, because my house is also a place where people used to meet in every weekend. So they discuss about the current issues, the political situations and socio-political situations and all. So बचपन से मैं वो सुना हूँ, and their debates and their discourse, and
Do you remember what kind of?
they used to discuss about more about it's about labor, the union issues, labor issues, and social issues of that particular time, जहाँ जो भी जहाँ पे होता था. So they used to discuss, and also discuss about the political situations.
How was school?
It's a very interesting way of learning, my school, because we used to walk to the school every day. उस समय तो कुछ होता नहीं था ऐसा, nothing था. You have to walk. So we used to walk with all our, all friends and all. We used to walk up to the school, and the school was just in between the paddy field. And is surrounded by agricultural lands and all. So I have witnessed each and every season in that particular area. So how they cultivate this thing. कभी बहुत green हो गया, कभी एकदम when this
Golden.
golden and all these things. So that was very interesting. And our school is not like learning inside the classroom. Our school is like learning outside the classroom.
Tell us little more.
I was not very very good in studies and all sort of thing. ठीक है, pass हो जाएगा तो it's okay. But I was more interested to observe the life, in the surrounding. I was actually into that. How to see and what to see, and that is kind of a curiosity, like how it is happening, how this flower is growing, how why this kind of fruit is there in this particular season, or what kind of birds are coming and what kind of insects are there. So these kind of learning I love actually. So in the class also I used to do, I used to draw something, seeing somebody outside, or any animal or trees or whatever it is, and kind of a caricature of the teacher, of any student or something like that. So they used to encourage me.
So the back of the notebook.
Yeah, back of the notebook. Yeah.
That's all. I think almost all
Back of the
artists have an
notebook,
interesting back of the notebook.
Yeah,
doodles.
and on the bench also.
On the bench. Yeah. Right. So friends were important.
Very important. Very very important. Still, right now.
Acha.
From the beginning, friends are really, like, they are very important. Without friends, no, there is nothing.
Where was football? Where it happened?
In steel plant, there is a recruitment of sports recruitment. Sports recruitment. So उसमें players को लेते थे. So that's why this both in hockey and football, and departmental games होते थे. Then football. So I started playing football when I was professionally when I was 8th or 9th standard. So I started playing, and I was playing good, and I joined a club which is called Kavadis. We played a lot of tournaments, and I found this sports is very interesting. Like it teaches you to how to live, and how to see the world and how to see yourself while playing, and how to make friends. That is more important.
What kind of films you were going to, or
So
you?
in the my place was that I think two or three theaters. I used to see those films, but I'm not that much interested in that kind of film. Mostly commercial film and all. But I am more interested in theater because because there are a lot of theater groups in Raulkela especially. Still there is a thing there is a theater there is theater happening in Raulkela. It's called Loko Natak Mahotsav. So बचपन से मैंने थिएटर बहुत देखा है, and I love theaters actually. And my father and my mother, they both used to do some kind of theater. That I
So were you part of that theater when your parents were doing? Would you go there for rehearsals?
I go there for rehearsals. I just sit and watch what they are doing. If they need some water, I give them and all sort of thing.
When did you start drawing or painting, or what was the beginning?
So, as I told you before, my childhood was surrounded by this kind of group, political party and all. So when they do some kind of activity, कुछ agitation है और कुछ protest है and something like that, so they used to make posters and for that particular this thing movement और जो भी वो लोग करने वाले हैं, आर्ट उधर से आया. Or then in the night they all used to go to to different places of that of city, and they used to do the walling and all. And they write something, they draw something, they write their slogans and all sort of these things. So that was the what do you call the learning lesson of
Right.
art for me. I remember one very interesting man. His name is Tapas Datta. He was the general secretary, I think, of SCCI. So sometimes I used to talk to him. He used to talk to me, और उस समय बहुत सारे सोवियत मैगजीन्स आते थे, एंड वो मेरे घर पे वो लोग मतलब मेरे घर पे होते ही थे वो सब. So I used to see those magazines, their illustrations, party campaigning and all sort of things. So those are the thing I used to draw from.
Did you have the children's Sputnik?
Sputnik, yes, yes. Yeah. So,
Lovely illustrations.
yeah, lovely illustrations. So drawing art वहाँ से आया, and my parents had never stopped me, never told me anything about what you are doing and why you are doing this, and some kind of, they always encouraged me. They encouraged me for this art, and they encouraged me for the sports also.
Then how did college happen?
मैंने ऐसा सोचा नहीं था कि आर्टिस्ट बनना है या करना, बट आई यूज टू लव डूइंग. सो आई डिड बीकॉम. वाई आई डिड बीकॉम? बिकॉज कॉमर्स में पढ़ना नहीं होता है कुछ. सो उसके बाद फिर मैंने सोचा कि नाउ आई हैव टू गो, बिकॉज आई वांटेड, आई वाज देयर फॉर सो मेनी इयर्स, देन आफ्टर द ग्रेजुएशन आई थॉट अभी ग्रेजुएशन तो हो गया, देन आई थॉट to go out from Orissa and to do something. And though it's Gujarat, is quite far from my place, it was for me it is more interesting, because I wanted to go away from the home and to see a different place and to see a different culture and meet people and you know, so that's why I came here. I don't know, I just came here and see, and it was a very cultural shock for me because I was from a small township, बहुत ज़्यादा exposure नहीं था, कुछ ज़्यादा बहुत कुछ देखा नहीं था. Then I came here, then I saw this place and this faculty. It's a huge faculty. इतना बड़ा college तो मैंने life में कभी देखा ही नहीं था, because so it was a little scary. It was little but I was more curious about to come here to see a different different world, a different culture, and different people. You know, to live my life my own way. That was the main this thing. But it's very interesting thing happened. Like, you know, I got admission. And I then I found that there is a university pavilion also there, where the playground, university playground. Then the first day I went to the first day of Baroda, I went to the pavilion. I see people are playing football. Then I was quite happy. I said, okay, this is actually the place for me, because I can learn art, I can play football. Here there is, you know, most of them are talking in English, and you know, so for me it was quite difficult in the beginning. So ज़्यादा कुछ बोलते नहीं थे, but I used to listen what they are saying, you know, what they are saying, why they are saying, and what kind of reference they are trying to give, and so that was quite interesting. Then slowly I came to know about, oh my God, it's so huge, it's so big, you know, a lot of things to do, and बहुत कुछ है, art history and also. Then I found it interesting. Then it was a big challenge for me, like, you know, to learn everything, to know everything, and do art, and do, you know, and also for the artists from Orissa, like Bim Bahadur Burma, you know, he was my idol. He is a very interesting artist who used to do the wash painting and all. So, say, like, you know, in my city, this Jaspal Singh was one of my ideal, and from him I came to know about all the European artists and all, even Indian artists like Hussein, and like, you know, like Van Gogh, Cezanne, Gauguin, Picasso, you know, Michelangelo, so Leonardo. So he used to give all sort of examples, and used to show the plates of these artists, the printouts. I mean, oh yeah. So printout in the sense, कोई बहुत कहीं से book लाए होंगे. So from the book, he used to show us the plates and all.
So when he would show you the plate, what would he say about these works?
He was actually you know, describing about the life of a person, the life of an artist, you know, the place where he belongs to, and what kind of struggle he had, and how they painted, what kind of medium it is, you know, what kind of idea about the painting and all sort of thing. So that was his, like, you know, teaching. I learned from him a lot of things. So I don't know from where my father got one admission form from Santiniketan. From Santiniketan and from NID. I said, what is there in NID, and what kind of institute is this, and what is Santi? I didn't know much about Santiniketan. No. Then he used to describe me about Tagore, about his schooling, you know, Rabindranath. So, and he was very good in Bengali literature. He Sarat Chandra वगैरह वो काफ़ी पढ़ते थे. So उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि like, I said, I don't know, अभी नहीं.
So then what kind of development happened, or what kind of changes happened in your thinking, in your way of dealing with life? Was there in Baroda and fine arts, did it have an impact?
So for the first few years, like first couple of years, was quite tough, because you know, first I have to understand what is this course is all about, like, what kind of curriculum it has, and how I am going to do this thing. And there are a lot of not only the practical thing, there are a lot of things to read also. It's a very interesting archive, very interesting department, art history department. So and what my teacher is saying, actually what exactly he wants us to do, and he wants us to know, to realize, the first day in my college, the first year, right? First year, that Sasi Dharan was my class teacher. So I was the first day in the college, like he used to tell us about how to see the light, how to see the shadow, what kind of magic it is happening with the light and shadow. So for a couple of years, like, I was quite unsettled. I was in a kind of an inquiry, kind of an investigation. I investigating a lot of things, to know, to
Can you tell
observe.
us a little more about this struggle? What was it? Was it about making the work? Was it about choosing material?
To know the history. Because I was not much more aware about the history, that side, about what is there in the history, क्या हो गया, क्या लोगों ने किया है, and why is this history is so strong, and what this history is all about, So that was quite a struggle, सबसे बड़ा inquiry वही था, to know the history. And though I was very good in not very good, but I know how to draw, how to paint. I know the mediums also.
But did you know what to paint?
I didn't know what to paint, yeah, actually. So that was the struggle. That was the struggle, like, to know, to investigate.
So what was it then? What did you find? How were you working? What were the little tasks you were giving, or what were the little decisions you were taking?
So first of all, I make myself sure that I have to read a lot. I have to know the history, so that was my first this thing. So I was quite. I did काफ़ी स्ट्रगल किया उसमें, to go to the library, to read, to know,
Anybody in particular helping you, or anybody is discussing?
Like, the teachers, those who they are giving us the reference, like, to see this artist, to read about it, this kind of. So that was a great help. And these are a kind of artists I used to see. Then I started seeing Indian artists like Bhupen Kakkar and Ghulam Mohammad Sheikh, Jyoti Bhatt, and M.F. Hussain, and Atul Dodia at that time. And so those are very interesting artists I used to see, and I love their work also. But while seeing those things, then there is a constant struggle. There is a constant question about, like, why is this? How is this? What they are actually trying to say? Why they are painting like this? Things like that.
So apart from, say, classroom teaching and things like that, what else in fine arts was interesting?
The campus itself.
Tell us a little more.
Because it is designed in such a way that wherever you stand, you can see the whole campus, right? So that is very interesting, and the freedom inside the campus, and the nature. Like, there are a lot of greeneries, and a lot of birds, a lot of sounds, and it's like you will never feel in that campus. You will never feel like you are outsider or you came from a different place. The moment you enter to that particular campus, you started feeling it's your home, because it is so friendly, like so it's very difficult to express in the words. It's very difficult, because
It's also the community, no?
it's also the community and the freedom, and the friendliness of teachers, students, and even if the people, those who are working there, the patawalas and all.
Perhaps.
So, and also at the same time, मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा याद नहीं है, but lot of artists from outside, they used to come. They have their own seminars, and one of very interesting thing was the FAFC, Fine Arts Film Club. That is the very interesting activity. The kind of film they used to show, I have never seen those films in my life, because I didn't get any chance to see this kind of parallel movies, so that's why it is interesting, because I learned a lot from them, from those films.
Right.
Then I started living after completing from Faculty of Fine Arts. I did my post diploma. Then that was a big question for me. Like now what? Like now what to do? Then my father asked me, but I'll do something. Don't worry, because as a parents, no, तो उनको रहता ही है ऐसा. So then I came here. Then that survival was the big problem. Like how to earn. You have to rent a place for studio. You have to rent a place to live. Somehow I managed. I did some commission work here and there. Then I worked for forest department. सब दोस्त लोग मिलके कुछ करते थे. So but one thing is there, like whatever I am doing for my survival, but there is something which is always there, to paint. तभी पता चला कि it's like a part of your living. It's a part of your life. If you're not painting, then I mean you don't exist actually. Inside you are growing every day. You are learning a lot of things. You are spending time with yourself.
True.
And a kind of a happiness, and kind of a feeling which is very different. So those kind of thing was there. That whatever I am doing for my survival, but I have to come to my studio and to paint.
This is an oral history project presented by the ARC Foundation for the Arts. Music is Rag Yaman by Vibal Sara, with our thanks to UD Entertainment Private Limited. Special thanks to Alok Bal. Thank you for listening.